How was Machu Picchu made? Named one of the 7 new wonders of the world in 2007, Machu Picchu is Peru's most visited attraction and South America's most famous ruins, welcoming hundreds of thousands of people every year. Hiram Bingham was the American explorer who discovered Machu Picchu in 1911. But how and when was this ancient Incan citadel built? You will be surprised to know that even today, Machu Picchu's construction is still 75% original, and it was built without any metal tools or wheels. Sounds amazing, right? So let's dive in and see how it was made and how it has stood the test of time. Machu Picchu is located on the peak of a massif called the Batholithic, nestled between the mountains of Machu Picchu and Huayna Picchu. Sitting at an impressive height of 2,430 meters, or 7,972 feet above sea level, and roughly 80 kilometers away from the city of Cusco, this ancient Incan city is one of a kind. The name Machu Picchu is derived from the Quechua language, where it translates to Old Peak. This name was given to it, drawing inspiration from one of the nearby mountains, shortly after its rediscovery in 1911 by Hiram Bingham. Historians believe that it was created when the Inca Empire was at its most powerful, ruling over much of what is now the western side of South America in the 1400s and 1500s. Sadly, people stopped living there about 100 years after it was built. This probably happened when the Spanish started to take over the powerful empires in the area around the 1530s. However, no evidence supports the idea that the conquistadors attacked or even reached the mountaintop citadel. Some theories say that Machu Picchu is well preserved today because the Spanish never found it. But the question is, how? Well, this is partially due to its remote location, but there is also evidence that the Incas themselves, as they abandoned the city, burned some of the constructions and paths around so that it was not so easily spotted. Now let's talk about the construction itself, because it is exciting to think about how they constructed this magnificent place with the technology available in the 15th century. It all started when Pachacutec, the first emperor of the Incas, established his reign over the city of Pichu. In 1450, with ambition and vision, he commanded the building of an entire luxurious city complex devoted to the Inca aristocracy. This was designed to be a masterpiece of architecture and planning, demonstrating the might and sophistication of the Inca Empire. Alongside this magnificent urban center, plans were laid down for a special mausoleum intended for Pachacutec's remains. Over time, it evolved to serve a ceremonial purpose as well, highlighting the spiritual and ritualistic nature of Incan society. Here's when things get interesting. People at that time were incredibly skilled builders, even though they didn't have access to metal tools or the wheel. They created buildings with walls of various sizes, piecing together stones with such precision that it almost seemed impossible. Despite the lack of mortar to secure these stones, the structures have remained remarkably intact without significant erosion or damage. This showcases the Incas' expertise in ashlar, also known as dry stone masonry. This method of construction was key to the building's ability to withstand the frequent earthquakes in the area. The stonework could move and sway with the earth's tremors, but surprisingly would settle back into its original placement. The stones used in the construction of Machu Picchu possess extraordinary flexibility, which is why they are known as dancing stones. As we said earlier, there was no mortar at that time, but this absence allows the stones to move with the Earth's vibrations rather than cracking or crumbling under the stress of rigidity. This design principle is a testament to the Incan architects' deep understanding of their environment and is a key factor in why much of Machu Picchu remains standing to this day. When you walk around Machu Picchu, you'll notice some really clever design touches that show just how in sync with nature this place is. For example, the corners of the stones are a bit rounded, and where walls meet, they lean inward slightly. This wasn't done by chance. The builders used L-shaped cuts to make sure stones fit together perfectly at the corners, and they didn't just stack stones flat on top of each other. They staggered them, kind of like how bricklayers do today. Even today, we see zero evidence of wheel and metal use in Inca society for construction purposes. Although round shapes were common in their artwork, this technology was notably absent in the building of their magnificent structures. The presence of a granite vein running through the region, alongside semi-finished stone pieces discovered in quarries, provides some insight into the stone processing techniques used. It appears that the primary method involved using smaller stones to shape the larger ones through impact. But what about transporting these finished blocks to the construction site? Well, this remains largely speculative. It is possible that the Incas may have used a combination of techniques, possibly placing the stones on logs and securing them with thick ropes to facilitate dragging by sheer human strength across rotating logs. The wet and mushy terrain might have helped in creating a slippery surface, easing the movement of these heavy stones. Once at the building site, the stones were likely positioned using beams and wedge stones, which were either removed or sanded down to ensure a perfect fit. Even more impressive is how the Incas mastered water management, showcasing their exceptional engineering skills and understanding of their environment. You will be surprised to know that they developed a hydraulic channel system, finely tuned in width, depth, and course to optimally utilize the performance of natural water sources. The precise calculation of the channel's distances and their angles of inclination were expertly planned. This allowed for the effective capture of running water and the ability to accumulate rainwater, ensuring a sustainable water supply for the city. Imagine, they did all this without any modern technology or machinery. The Incas' methods for measuring and calculating remain a mystery, as they did not have a written language. Yet, they were able to build incredibly complex cities with precision. Experts say that the construction of Machu Picchu must have required the labor of around 5,000 individuals. Despite the immense effort and workforce involved, the city was designed to accommodate only 750 to 1,000 inhabitants at any given time. This raises questions, especially when considering that archaeological findings have uncovered only about 200 to 250 skeletons within its confines. With approximately 140 buildings identified on the site, the majority serve as residential structures, alongside a number of temples. Some famous structures include the Temple of the Sun and the Intihuatana stone, a sculpted granite rock believed to have functioned as a solar clock or calendar. So, how was it discovered, or we may say rediscovered, in 1911? In the summer of 1911, American archaeologist Hiram Bingham ventured into Peru alongside a small crew of explorers, aiming to uncover Vilcabamba, the last refuge of the Inca resistance against Spanish conquest. The expedition, moving on the back of mules and by the soles of their shoes, took Bingham from the ancient stones of Cuzco into the verdant depths of the Urubamba Valley. It was here that a local farmer spoke of ruins resting atop a mountain's peak. These ruins, known to the locals as Machu Picchu or Old Peak in the native Quechua tongue, were about to step out from the shadows of history. On July 24th, Bingham's path uphill was illuminated by an 11-year-old boy. What awaited them was not just a series of stone terraces, but the gateway into a forgotten chapter of Inca majesty. Bingham's discovery captivated the world when he published his experiences in The Lost City of the Incas. His initial excitement led him to take artifacts to Yale University for research, sparking debates about returning such items to their homeland. After many years and discussions involving the Peruvian government and international efforts, an agreement was reached to return the artifacts. Though Bingham is celebrated for bringing Machu Picchu to global attention, some argue he wasn't its true discoverer, citing accounts of others who may have visited the site before him but couldn't share their findings with the rest of the world. Today, Machu Picchu stands as one of the new 7 wonders of the world since 2007 and is the most celebrated archaeological site in Peru and across South America, attracting vast numbers of visitors annually. Its fame as a historic sanctuary and its overwhelming natural beauty continue to attract travelers from all corners of the globe. However, the surge in tourism, alongside the expansion of nearby urban areas and the environmental impacts, poses significant risks to the preservation of these ancient ruins. These threats also endanger the habitat of several species that are on the edge of extinction. In light of these challenges, the Peruvian authorities have been compelled to implement protective measures aimed at safeguarding the site against the adverse effects of urban development and natural erosion, ensuring that Machu Picchu remains intact for future generations. While Machu Picchu may be the most well-known and preserved Inca site, it is just one of many that showcase the remarkable engineering and architectural skills of this ancient civilization. Other notable sites include Sacsayhuaman and Choquequirao, each with unique features and history. Let us know in the comments if you want a detailed video on any of these sites and their significance. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.